New York City police officer has just won a settlement after he decided to call out his own police department for what he believes is a corrupt act. Now, at the center of this feud are these so-called courtesy cards, which are kind of like a get out of jail free card for friends and family members of police officers. Take a look.
A traffic stop and the police might just let you off the hook. These cards are issued by the city's police unions to some family and friends of officers. These cards won't get you out of any serious offenses, but it may stop you from getting a traffic ticket like speeding or running a red light. This happens often. People pull these cards out in hopes of not getting a ticket from an officer, but it has no legal binding to it, meaning cops have no legal obligation to it. They can still give you a ticket. So it's sort of like, I know a guy.
So I'm not sure how many people were even aware that these cards exist. I was aware of it. Jordan, did you know that police officers give these courtesy cards to loved ones, family members, friends, and you can kind of just flash it if you get stopped or pulled over? And the whole idea is it'll kind of communicate, hey, I'm close with someone who's a cop, let me go. And the cop is apparently supposed to let you go, although they're not obligated to. Did you know about that?
I didn't know the cards were given out, but I do remember seeing a lot of FOP badges on license plates from donation drives, and always understood those to have the same effect, but those had a monetary value attached. I didn't know these were also just given out.
So let's talk about why there was a settlement involved when it came to these courtesy cards. So look, the legal battle has to do with one of the police officers who doesn't like these cards and doesn't want to honor the whole idea or notion of letting someone go because they have a police officer in the family or a friend is a police officer. So according to the lawsuit, NYPD officer Mathew Bianchi claims that he was punished by his superiors for refusing to honor the card. The suit said that he had been transferred out of his precinct's traffic unit after Jeffrey Madre, then the chief of patrol and now the department's highest ranking uniformed officer, asked that he be punished. Wow. So Officer Bianchi had issued a ticket to a woman with whom Chief Madry was said to be friends, and that's according to the suit. So he noticed that he was retaliated against. He didn't like it, and he's like, I'm gonna sue the department. This is ridiculous, okay? Again, I wanna be clear. No officer is forced or obligated to honor that card. And he decided, because he doesn't like the cards, I'm not gonna honor it. I'm gonna do my job. And if someone's speeding or if someone's breaking the law, well, they should suffer the consequences just like everyone else. Now, this isn't the first time that he was reprimanded for literally doing his job. He has also been told that if he continues to issue tickets to cardholders, the police union would not protect him. So in his lawsuit filed last year, Bianchi claimed current and retired officers have access to hundreds of cards, giving them away in exchange for a discount on a meal or a home improvement job. Bianchi works in a predominantly white area of Staten Island with a high percentage of cops and other city workers. So he's seen a ton of these cards when he pulls people over. So it seems like he has been irritated about it for a long time. He says, I see card after card. You're not allowed to write any of them up. You're not supposed to be showing favoritism when we do car stops, and we shouldn't be giving them out because the guy mows my lawn. Now, according to the Associated Press, in some cases, his commanding officer would personally review body cam footage to see if he was giving people holding those cards a hard time. But getting ousted from his job in the traffic unit, he later got ousted from his job in the traffic unit. And then he was moved to a night patrol shift. And that was the last straw for him. He's like, okay, this is obviously retaliation. They're giving me a worse shift. And I know it's because of this reason. So he pursues this lawsuit and eventually he wins. The city eventually did agree to settle with Bianchi, awarding him a $175,000 settlement. Although as part of the settlement, the city refuses to admit to any wrongdoing. A spokesperson for the city's law department said of the settlement that resolving this case was best for all parties. I'm sure it was, because it shows that the police treat people differently based on like personal relationships and whether or not an individual breaking the law has a card. Still, it is a win for Bianchi, who will continue to be outspoken against the cards, or at least he claims. And if anything, at least this might inspire other police officers who have a problem with it to also refuse to honor the cards. He says, it's a form of corruption. My approach to how I handle them is not going to change, even if some boss is going to try to punish me. I'm still going to go out there and I'm going to do exactly what I feel is right. Now, while Bianchi has since moved to a day shift, his career did take a hit, and his efforts to advance his career over 9 years have been stalled. So he says that I've literally applied for just about everything since I've been put back, and they've denied me for everything. They're not very secretive as to why, and I've had supervisors tell me why I can't go anywhere. But still, he doesn't regret doing what he did. He doesn't regret pursuing this lawsuit. And look, it kind of shows you how vicious like the department can be toward you if you don't play ball. And I really like Rebels. Like, I really like the fact that he was undeterred by that and he continued fighting, because I do think it's wrong to treat people differently. Like, if someone's speeding and they're risking other people's lives on the road, it is ridiculous to let them go because they flash a stupid card. Like, come on. So what are your thoughts, Jordan?
Yeah, the entire premise is ridiculous. Maybe it's something where it's like, okay, if you're going a few over, it's not a big deal. You went through a stop sign, but no one was around, and I just happened to catch it. Sure, in those scenarios. But that's not what it seems like. It seems like for how many people he has, quote, given a hard time to, and that they got to the point where they were individually reviewing body cam footage. I think that shows there are people who take these cards and just ignore traffic laws. How is that a fair standard? And I think it brings into question the role, the modern role of police, and also the role of police unions. I think that's another part of this story that we should tease out. They operate like almost a gang or a cartel. They're only in there to protect themselves, and the only reason he's getting punished. I mean, think about the imbalance here. The union is punishing him because he did something. In what other union would you have something, the union punishing you for doing something right? And they only look to protect themselves, to protect their behavior, to cover for one another. And one of my former colleagues, Jonathan Smith, who was the DOJ for a while, has done a ton of writing, really good analysis of the role of police unions and how they should be totally transformed if we actually want to take on the issue of corrupt police in this country. And this is a perfect example. This is a really simple thing. There shouldn't be a two-tiered traffic law system. If you know a cop and if you don't know a cop, that's not how we should dole out speeding tickets. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's just such a clear double standard. And I don't like the idea of the cards in the first place. Like, I think it's wrong that they're putting it out. To your point, the union threatening him and telling him, we're not going to protect you if you don't honor the cards. I mean, that's like a mob mentality. That's the way, you're right. It's like the way, the mob would act or behave. And it's sick that they would do that and say that to him. And even that didn't, have an impact on his decision to move forward with pushing back against, honoring the cards. But I don't think the cards should exist at all. The fact that they exist, I think, is not a good sign. And I think it would be like the department would be better suited to just completely phase them out. But again, I mean, look, you got to give them credit, because again, we know what it's like to be a police officer who's willing to speak out against your police department. It's very rare. And in the few instances where it happens, I think they deserve credit. I know it sounds like a small issue, but I really don't think it is. I don't think we should have a two-tier justice system, period. And that's what these cards lead to.